Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name's Josh from Beyond Dafeet, and today we're taking a closer look and comparison in between the Mizuno Wave Inspire 16 and the Mizuno Wave Horizon 4. Alright, so before we get into it, you need to pretty much know who these shoes are for. So they're both a stability shoe or a supportive shoe. So if you pronate or want that little bit more support on the inside of your foot, both of these should work great for you. Both Mizuno's go-to kind of stability shoes. Your Wave Inspire 16 has been or your Wave Inspire series has been your predominant in your supportive category for Mizuno for quite a while. Saying that though, the Wave Horizon 4 has a total different feel though. It's a lot softer underfoot, but it is definitely more of a shoe, so let's get into it. Moving on to the tech in both shoes, if we're looking on the outer sole, so not a lot of difference between the two. Probably the biggest difference is your flex grooves. So your flex grooves are slightly different in your Wave Horizon 4. That's just to add that added stability throughout. Your rubber coverage on both shoes, there's definitely a little bit of extra rubber in the Horizons. That does make for a slightly heavier shoe overall. Apart from that, both very similar. Looking at your midsoles, we're going to start with the cushioning on both shoes. So your Inspire definitely does feel a little bit more firm. That's just because it uses your euphoric cushioning coupled with your wave plate up on that inside, as opposed to the Horizon. So your Horizon uses a bit more of an X-pop. They do also still use the euphoric running throughout, but your X-pop cushioning is similar to kind of like an Adidas Boost cushioning. Nice and spongy underneath. They've actually designed that in this shoe to help with the support as well. So it's actually raised up on the lateral side of the foot, and there's a little bit less of it on the medial side. So pretty much you can think of it kind of on that angle. Therefore it does help that support on the inside of the foot. So looking at the inside of both shoes, or your medial side of both shoes I should say, the Mizuno Wave Inspire 16 uses that traditional wave plate running throughout. As they do in their stability shoes, they've doubled it up on the inside. Now with your Mizuno Horizon 4, this guy doesn't have a wave plate. Instead it uses what they're calling an ESS Risen on the inside. So pretty much that's that full length kind of wave foam running throughout is pretty much what they're calling it. That just adds that nice stability without it feeling really hard underfoot. Whereas your Inspires, they do feel a little bit more firm. In saying that though, with your new cushionings in both shoes, overall they're still a very soft, plush cushion shoe. If you want to know how kind of both your supports work or kind of feel in the shoes, so your Mizuno Wave Inspire 16 is definitely that traditional, more kind of firmer wedge or firmer piece up on the inside. Your Euphoric X heel wedge in there pretty much is a lot more firm, as opposed to how the Mizuno Horizon 4 works. This guy, it's more so that guidance shoe throughout, so it's not really pushing the foot either way. With how your X-pop's angled, coupled with those new kind of waves running throughout the shoe, it just guides you throughout. So although you might heel strike and go to roll in onto your medial side of your foot, this guy here is just going to guide you throughout without pushing you too far out to your lateral side. Uppers on both shoes, pretty much an overall fit and feel, they're both very comfortable in general. Nice firm snug Mizuno fit that a lot of people have grown to love. Pretty much with your Mizuno Wave Inspire, a bit more of that firmer engineered mesh, where your Mizuno Horizon 4, it's definitely kind of a softer mesh that wraps around the foot a bit differently. Definitely a little bit more stretchy on the upper as opposed to the Inspire, but overall both very similar there. So your Horizon 4 is definitely a much more padded heel collar, makes for that kind of more cushion plush guidance shoe, as opposed to that more so streamlined stability shoe that the Inspire is. It's definitely not as soft around that heel collar, probably makes a bit more for a nicer kind of grip around the heel, where if you like that more cushion feel, the Horizon does it a bit better. As you can see in both of these shoes, the lacing is a little bit different to traditional running shoes, so that second lace loop has dropped down a little bit. What that does, it just wraps around the midfoot quite nicely, giving it kind of locked in, secure feels. Overall, both shoes are very good. If you prefer kind of that firmer stability shoe, very similar to kind of your Kayano by Asics, Mizuno Inspire is probably your way you want to go. If you more so kind of prefer that kind of plush, softer, nicer stability shoe in terms of the the cushioning in the shoe, I'd definitely go for the Horizon. It's a much softer, overall comfier shoe. I compare this more so to like your Adrenaline by Brooks, or even like your Hurricane by Saucony as well. So both match up quite nicely. Big price difference between the two shoes though. So you're looking at $199.99 for your Mizuno Inspire 16. Whereas with the Horizon, you're looking at $260 Australian. So it is definitely up there with the price point. With that, you are getting a much more cushioned shoe overall though. So which one's better? If you prefer a softer shoe, go this guy. If you prefer a firmer shoe, go this guy. Alright guys, that's about it. If you want to know more about the shoes, links will be in the description below. We've got a full review on this guy, and the Mizuno Horizon will have one coming shortly. So if you've liked what you've seen, smash the like button. We got heaps of content dropping, heaps of stuff coming up very shortly. So hit the subscribe, turn on the bell, and until next time, we out.
Get the bell on.
Hit the bell.